Hi there, everybody. Thanks for joining today's workshop. It's Julian Mills and apprentice Atticus Mills.
Hiya.
Okay, a quick change this week because Atticus now will not be available for the course. So we thought we'd do a recording of the workshop for you. So you're still at the workshop. It's not live, I'm afraid, but please watch the video. And if you've got any questions, either send us an email or book a discovery call, and we'll put the link on the video afterwards to book a discovery call. Okay, so with no further ado, then let's get started. So today's workshop is regarding uh, web creating websites and funnels in HighLevel. We'll show you what those are, how to use them, and how to build them, and hopefully we should be able to answer all your questions in this one video. Does that sound okay, Atticus?
Yeah, let's crack on. Where should we start?
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'll share my screen. Okay, guys, so I'm just sharing my screen now. So what we're looking at here is one of my high level accounts that I use for different projects. It's a brand new account, this one. So there's nothing to cloud the issue. You'll probably see similar screens you'd see, i.e. there'll be nothing there because you're not setting anything up yet, possibly. Okay, so to manage the websites and funnels, we go to the black menu on the left, go to sites, and you see here we've got the websites and funnels. So today we're going to start with websites because that's a little bit easier to get your head around, first of all. Let's go to websites, and you see here I've got none set up. So I'm going to click to create a new website. Get out of the way. Create a new website. I can start from a blank canvas, just put your name in there, and you start building from there. But often, especially as you're starting from scratch and you've got no experience, I'll start with a template. So let's choose templates. Okay, and then you can search for the template that you like the most. Now, you might be able to find one for your niche, say accounting. Let's have a look. So it's pulled up for accountancy. You may or may not find any for your niche, but at the end of the day, the trick is to find the template you like the look of. So it gives you a starting point. You're not starting with a blank canvas. Yep. So for instance, let's go with the account. Let's go with the marketing agency one here today. Yep. So say I like the look of that one. Let's have a check it out. Check them out. See you like the look of it, the overall look of it. Obviously that's not the right photo, etc. But we're just looking for the basic theme, as it were, that you can work with. And say you're happy with that when you click continue, and that'll add the template into our websites folder.
How many websites can you have on one sub account? Is it only one or?
Oh, a good question, Atticus. You can have as many as you want. Yep. And we'll connect it to your domain name in a minute, but we'll come to that in a minute. So the first one is to realize how a page is structured in HighLevel, and it's a bit like those Russian dolls where they're all nested within each other. So the biggest layer, so to speak, is a section, and they're in green. So there'll be a big chunk, yeah. And then within that section, you'll have, I'll try and show you one. You'll have rows like that, and then within rows you'll have columns, and then it drills down to individual elements. Yeah. So what you're looking at here is a series of nested elements that create the page. Is that clear, Atticus? 'Cause you've been working on these recently.
Yeah, essentially, your nitty-gritty bits like images, videos, text as an element. What you're going to add in is going to be the last thing you add, isn't it? Whereas the foundations are the big pieces, the green, which are green and purpley blue.
Exactly. Then you see here, you'll see the elements here. So you have sections, which are the green ones. So you might have a full width one. Then you have the rows. Yeah. So you might have a row with no columns in or four columns. It's a way of splitting out the page to give the page some structure. And then within those, you would have the elements, which you come down to dropping in buttons, forms, headlines, text, all the exciting things there. Okay, so when you click into any of these elements, so for instance, if I click into this section here, this bit of copy here, yeah, once I click into it, I can edit it. And the beauty about templates is you can install a template, dissect it, uh, just pull it to pieces basically, and then delete it and start again. So you see here, I can edit copy there. If I highlight over this element here now, and you see here, when I click on it, I've got my menu down here where I can do all the things. So if I want to make this centered, I can make it centered. Yeah. If I want to make it bigger, I can make it bigger. I can make it smaller. I can change the font size. I can change the color. Yep. So white tends to work better, doesn't it? Yeah, like that. Uh, link text color, you can change everything. A nice little thing is the padding here. So if I want to put a bit more space in there, I can put more space like that. I can move things up and down and around and around really. Yeah. So you can really play with the elements when you're working with them. It's the same if I click on this section now, which is the biggest chunk. You see here I've got a background image. That's the background image. Yeah. If I want to change that, I could change it. Click on here like that. Again, because it's a new account, I've got no images in there. So I'll just quickly import something so you've got something to see. Here's one I was working on earlier. Open like that. There we go, we've changed it. Um, so I'll leave it. I mean, obviously, you'd finesse it to make it look right, but you get the idea. Does that make sense, Atticus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all clear.
Sorry?
All clear.
Brilliant. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so we can see we can move that about 100% the width. You can start to play about with it, make it how you want. So that's the sections. It's the same for the rows as well. We'll get grab a row now. We can once we're in the row and the rows here. This that's a row. We can change the settings there. And that's the basics of it there. There's a lot of you see here if I wanted to swap this out, if I want to add the form in here, I can click on here like this, plus that. I can pop a form in there if I've got any available in here. Well, I can pop a form in there. So with a little bit of play, a little bit of time, you can really starting with a base template. You can really make your own website. The beauty about these templates is it's often a case of you'll take bring in the template and you're removing the bits you don't need. Yeah, which is a lot easier to do than starting with a white page and trying to build something. Yeah, so say I don't like that, I don't need that section. So what I can do if I hover over it correctly, you see here I'm now looking at that row. I can just grab that. I can delete it. Delete that. I could add a new element in there if I wish to. I could go in here and maybe I want to put in a button. Put in a button like that. Or just take it out. So often it's a case of taking stuff away, making it look how you want. Yeah. See here, put a logo there. You click on there. Image options. So there's so many things you can change. If I bring in a logo somewhere, I can stick that in there. Maybe I'll put one of these in here like that. You got my logo in there, yeah. So also when you're working with images like this, yeah, before long you'll have like hundreds of images, right, Atticus? Yeah.
Uh,
A good trick is to keep yourself organized in HighLevel. So create a folder for your images, create different folders for different projects, maybe, so you can keep all the images organized and you've not just got a mass of them. Yep. So now you understand the concept of the sections, rows, and elements. Yeah. An important one now is obviously people don't just look at websites on their desktop computer anymore. And here you see here we're looking at desktop view. In HighLevel, we also have the mobile view. This is the mobile view. You go here, yeah. So we can switch between the two to make sure we're happy with it. So for instance, you see this image here? Maybe this background image here isn't suitable for a mobile device. So you might have a you might have a different image. Yeah. This is where you found this, haven't you, Matthews? This is where it can get a little bit confusing. So just bear in mind, I'll explain what the issue is here. So for instance, if we're choosing this section here and we've got a background image, yeah. Now if I go to advanced settings here, I can control where this section appears. At the moment, it's only appearing on the desktop view. Yeah. not on the mobile view. Now, if I go to mobile view, you'll see, click on this section here, it's a different image, it's displaying this image, and it's only visible on the mobile view. Yeah. So sometimes the same element can be visible on both. Often that's the case actually, but there is instances where you'll want one element to show on a mobile device and not on the desktop, and vice versa. That making sense? Do you think, Atticus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just yeah,
Yeah.
continue.
So sometimes with the nesting, with the sections, rows, and elements, with the nesting, sometimes it can get quite confusing because yeah, you might be expected to see an image on the mobile view, but you don't. uh, because the section has been hidden or things like that. So you've got to be aware of that when you don't see things as you expect. It's possibly because a section has been hidden or not hidden, and it's causing you the confusion. It's hard to explain until you see it when it happens to you. Uh, but I mean, I've had it a couple of times recently for myself where I've copied a page from somewhere else, copied a page, and thought, yeah, that looks brilliant. Put it live, and then people have come to me saying things aren't working right, and it's because I've not thought on enough to check the mobile version is showing what I want it to show. It's been showing something different than I was intending. So be aware of the different views here, and that you can customize it between the two views, desktop and mobile, and also be aware that we can hide and show elements on each view based on this little setting here in the advanced for each element. So if I show you here. So for this logo at the top here, this section, click on that section, go to advanced. It's visible on both. So go to free. You see the menu on both here, but I could hide it on the desktop, on the mobile view by doing that. It's now gone up top there. You see that? So go back, show you again, put it back on, back in again there. So that's a big one to watch out for from my side of things. As you generate the page, you've got all these settings here. So you can add you can see all the elements, say sections, rows, and elements. I mean, we can also a new feature now. We can start saving sections. So we can save a section in one website and pull a whole section over to another website. Widget Marketplace. Like that's a new one on me that I've not seen that before. Um, so third-party developers can build add-ins just like you would with WordPress and incorporate them into your websites. Obviously, you can choose different buttons, social media icons, countdown timers, images, and progress bar. So there's a heck of a lot to play with, and it's just like I say, getting stuck in there, starting with a template, taking stuff away to make it your website, get and make it how you want it. I'll show you one of mine later on what that looks like now. So must admit I've never used these. It's a quite good idea, isn't it? Um,
How similar is the high level website builder compared to WordPress, or is it not similar at all?
uh, in a way, they are similar. Yeah. So WordPress takes a lot more learning and management, whereas this is a lot simpler solution. So um, if you're wanting, the way I say to use the high level websites really is, if you're just starting out and you want to get a website up and running quickly, yeah, then you can do it in a day or two or less, yeah. But you're not going to win any awards for it. It's going to be a sort of quite a standard sort of website. If you want to win awards and do something really fancy with fancy graphics or fancy features, you might want to use something like WordPress or get a website designer to build you something custom. But if you need to get a website up and running quickly for a new business or a new project or a side project you're doing anything like that, then this is a great little tool. I'm using both now. I think I find the SEO so far better on my WordPress website, but that's an older website, so it's got an advantage. So I'm playing with it myself on the SEO. You'll see some of the things we're using on there. Um, so that's that one. Let me go back. Lost myself now. Hang on. So hopefully that gives you the idea of the sort of page builder and the functionality. And all that sort of functionality is very similar in the funnels, which we'll look at in a minute. Once you build your perfect website here, you're going to want to connect it to your website. sorry, you're going to want to connect it to your domain, the domain name you purchased, and you can do that here by clicking on connect to domain. Okay. And you select the domain for the domains you connected up already. In this account, there's nothing to show because I've not connected anything, but I'll show you in a second how to connect up domains in there. You can even buy domains in here as well if you need to. So you connect your domain up there, and then it would appear live on the website. Let's just save all that for a minute. Save that. So I'll just publish that now, and you'll see when you publish that, I can't publish it because I've got no domain, so bear with me. So pretend I've published it that, and then I click on that, and I'll be able to see what the website looks like. Yeah, so I'm up to. As simple as that, really. So, or maybe I'm not happy with having a form there, so I'll take the form off. We'll go back. Where are we? Close it down. So why is the form not there now? Hang on. It's there now. Um,
Have you hidden it? You're not hidden it, have you? No?
good question. What have I done with that form? It's just here, wasn't it? That's unusual, isn't it? Let me try that.
Got a ghost form.
Still there.
How odd.
I believe that. Right, I'll word that one out. It's definitely there that I put it. So if I delete that like that, maybe it's a cookie, maybe I need to refresh things. Try that now. It won't let me publish, will it?
I'm trying.
I'll come back to that one later, won't we? You see the pop-up here? We have pop-ups as well. So they live up here. You'll see here. Where is it? Pop-ups. There's your pop-up settings. So if you want to set up pop-ups, you can do that there as well. You may not want those, you get rid of those. Um, just have a
So
look.
many bells and whistles. Can you see this type of website um, skyrocketing in the next few years for small businesses, or do you reckon CRM will always be the main one?
Uh, Yeah, I think the way to look at it, this would create your starter website, and then as your business grows, you grow into something more sophisticated. But to get started on a project or a business, it's a good starter. Yeah, much better than something like Wix. And you've had some experience with Wix, haven't you, Atticus?
Wix is yeah, it's not as good as HighLevel.
Yeah, so built into HighLevel, it's not like you pay another subscription and messing about with Wix as you know too well, Atticus, when you project there. But let's have a look. So that's I mean, you can have cookie consent on here. There's so many features. We can't go into all right now. I'm just trying to get you started here. But the main one is how can I get it onto the web the web the online? I need to connect to domains. See, what to do that? We'd have to come out here, go to your settings. Go to domains, like so. Okay. Now, if you've registered the domain previously with GoDaddy 123reg, Ionos, anything like that, you go to connect a domain like this. Yeah. So you're looking to connect. We are looking at this one here, the funnel website. You go to connect, choose your domain name. I put something in here, something like that. Continue. Yeah. And click on continue. Now, if you're using something like GoDaddy, what's the other one it works on? Trying to think now, can't think. Definitely works on GoDaddy. And click on continue. Or if you're using Cloudflare to host your domains, it would automatically do this for you. Just sets up all the settings for you, which is brilliant. If not, if you're using something like Ionos, I think Ionos does. But if you're using something like 123reg, then what you'd have to do is grab these two records. These are called DNS records. DNS domain name records, text records. You grab these two records. This is an A record. The host is at required values. That you copy those and paste those into your DNS settings. Once you put those two records on your DNS settings, once you've done that, you click on verify. The system might take 30 seconds, and if you've done it all right, it'll then verify, and then that means that domain becomes available for you to attach your website to. I'll show you some of mine in a minute when we look at mine. So that's how that works there. Or, again, it's quite a new feature in HighLevel. If you haven't got a domain name or you need a domain name for a new project, you can actually purchase domains in here. Yeah. What you find actually, this is cheaper than anything else on the market, cheaper than GoDaddy or anything like that. So it's a good way to get your domains. Also, I was talking to the developers a couple of months ago at HighLevel, and they're adding more functionality to this. So at the moment, you can just purchase a domain. But very shortly, you'll be able to manage domains in there as well. Transfer names from GoDaddy into HighLevel and names out of HighLevel into GoDaddy or wherever. So you'll be able to manage your domains like you would do normally in 123 Reg, Ionos or GoDaddy. That's where your domains all live. Yeah, go back there. I think we're finished on the websites now. Can you think of anything else, Atticus? Oh, what we haven't covered. We also mark. So obviously, if I've got the perfect website there, I could then go and clone it. Yeah. I clone it, I can make it into a template if you wanted to, yeah. But what's useful to do is every time you start editing your website, first of all, make a clone of it. Yeah, make a clone of it. Like so, it'll take a minute. Make a clone of it, and then you can, if you should mess things up while you're editing, you can revert back to the copied version. So that's just good practice to do that. Um, that's that one there. From here, let's go back in here. Also, see here we've got the pages now for the agency. That's our home page. We can have a contact us page, an empty inner page, thank you pages, whatever. And obviously, you've got a style set up by the template, but if you don't need this page, you can go and delete it. Yeah, you can delete it like that. Yeah, you can duplicate pages, clone them to create new ones. Yeah, it's very, very flexible, really, what you can do there. Yeah, I think I've covered everything there, Atticus. Anything more you think of?
Within websites, that is, yeah, you've said it's so easy. It's a box of Lego. Whatever you want, you can more or less pretty much make it. Obviously, it's nothing, you're not going to get as sophisticated as WordPress, but that's been on the block for a few years now.
Oh yeah, it's
So
getting more advanced all the time. One of the features that we like to use here is a feature called blogs. We'll look at this now while we're at it. Click on blogs like here. You can set up a blog where you publish in an article every month, every week, however often you want to. And that the blog is great for the SEO. Yeah, creating news content for your website. See what you do, you go to blogs and you create a blog here. Let's create one. Yeah, that's blog. I put test blog, yeah, like that. Da, da, da. Oh, I haven't got a domain to set up, so I can't show you that. We'll look at one of ours later on. But you set up a blog there. Once you set up a blog, then if you've got a newsworthy piece of SEO content, you can go and create a new blog post and post it on there. And then you can incorporate that into your website by using an element. And I'll show you that quickly. There's websites. So pretend we set up our blog and we're updating that daily, weekly, monthly, whatever you want to do. I come into here like that. If I wanted a page to feature my blog, I could take this one here, look, this copy I've got here. Yeah, go to edit it. Okay, it might rename that. Remember how to rename it now.
how do you put the blog on?
There. Oh no. Let me go back. So I forgot how to change the name. Hang on. These settings there. Settings. We'll call that blog page. Like so. We've now got a blog page. So we'll go to edit that now. Yep. So again, I've not looked at this page before. So let me strip out some stuff to show you. So strip out that. I don't need that. Pretend. Here, I'm going to click on the element. The orange is the element. Click on there. And I scroll down. I find the blog post. Click on it. There's the blog post, how it look. Click on here and I get my blog settings here. Maybe on the compact view like that. So again, the background's not helping me so much at the moment. So I might click on this row like that and play with this background color, make it white maybe. That's looking better now. You see what I'm doing now? So you can play with all the settings. So that maybe that's a blog post page. So then I just have to connect it to the right blog. Select a blog. Obviously, I've got nothing set up here, so there's nothing. So but that's how it's connected to the blog. I've set up in the blog section. Like that. Yep. So then that shows you all the main elements I'm using, the blog page. So what's the difference between a website and a funnel? Okay, so a website gives you this nice little thumbnails of all the pages. Okay, um, and a funnel looks like this. Yeah. So let me create a new funnel for you. So again, we've got a funnel AI builder. If you want to use the funnel, we'll just use one of the templates again. We'll pull that in, continue. So I might say it's business services. So I could check I like that template rather than starting from scratch. Yeah, perfect, I think. So continue. Just adding a template to the funnels, not the website this time. Okay, so you see from this point on, it looks exactly the same and works exactly the same as a web page. The actual design in the page here is exactly the same as a website. But if I go back now, the home view looks different. Okay, so what we have is funnel steps. Okay. So in a very simple funnel, it might be like a landing page with a form on it. When they press submit on the form, they go to a thank you page. You see here, it's a sequential step. So you can have it like that. Or the way I like to think of it is these really just like, well, the funnel steps here. It's like a folder of pages. That's page one. That's page two. That's page three. Yeah. So rather than having the thumbnail views of each page, we just got a list here really of pages. That's all it is really. That's the only difference. So if I click on the home page, for instance, I'm going to edit it. It's exactly the same as a website. So you can actually it's just different ways of doing the same thing. So a landing page might be a simple landing page with a call to action. Or if you put a navigation element here and connect it to 20 other pages, the funnel becomes just like a website. You wouldn't know the difference. Yeah. Is that clear, Atticus? Yeah.
What do you prefer? What do you prefer? We're using funnels or websites?
I must admit, I prefer using the funnels. I'll show you my Marketer-M8 website in a minute. I prefer using the funnels here. But all the pages are, again, you can clone all the pages, all the rest of it. But all the settings are the same. Sometimes settings are a little bit hidden, so it does take a bit of time to get your head around it. It can take a little time. See, here's where you connect your domain again. Upload a favicon image, take payments. So yeah, so also something to bear in mind is you can build order form pages in here. So if you want to take payments online, you can do that. So if I take this appointment page here, edit, yeah. So I might decide, well, I don't want to do that form there. I'll take that out. I'm going to add an element, and I could then here create, go to the bottom, a two-step order form. Yep. So I can build my order form page into my website or into my funnel page to take the payment. So you click on here once here, we get our settings here for it. Look at the advanced section here. You can see all the fields we're capturing data. Do you want, you can, this is a two-step form. So we've got all our field settings here. We can change all the names of everything. If I don't like state province down there, I should be able to change that. So I might change, if we're in the UK, that would be state province, might be county. We can change that like this. County. Yep, county there. City name there. We might put city stroke town name like that. So you can customize the order forms. So you can build your own order forms in there. Yeah. And when you're doing that, what you will need to do to make it work, took me a while to work this one out, is you'd need to associate the product or subscription that that form is selling. So you come back out here like this. Oh, hang on, I can't cancel that. Let me just save those changes. You see, it's exactly the same connected domain as before. But I come back out here. So we dropped in the order form, but now we've got to tell it what it's actually selling. So you see here, a bit hidden this. You go to products. Again, if you haven't got a product, you have to add a product. You have to create a product we're selling there. Yeah. Make sure your Stripe account is hooked up as well, and it'll take the payment. Yeah. So if you go back, so this might now become goes here. Yeah. So this might now become the order form page. So I want to change that to order form page. So it's a way to change that. Click on here, call it order form, something like that. Update the page. Right, so that should be renamed. That should be renamed now. Notice how it hasn't done it, and that is because there's another setting. Click on here. Need order form. I don't know why there's two of these. I've never worked it out, but I just build both in the same order form.
There's actually three settings.
Uh,
So that is the settings for the whole funnel. You're on there.
Is it? Let me check. Save. Hang on.
So your funnel's going to be called order form now.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I've changed.
So go in the appointment.
What do you say? Sorry, Atticus.
Go back to your order form page
Yeah, hang on a sec. Order form. Yeah.
and see next to products as publishing.
Ah,
There you go.
good one. And they got there eventually. Order form.
But yeah, three settings. There's a lot. There's a lot of different names and different things, isn't there?
Yeah, it's trial and error. If you get stuck on any of this, guys, yeah, the trick is, you see technical support here? Click on tech support there, ask a question, and these guys will help you out. Yeah, they'll even log in and fix things for you. Yeah, so they can be great help. As I mentioned before, you could type in your query here, or much better, get a tool like Loom or Bonjoro where you can do screen share videos, record a quick video of the problem, and they'll be able to help you out there. So tech support are really good there for that. So you see here now we've got this update step, and that should change there. Okay. So now we've got the order form built in there. So on the thank you page here, got a thank you page here. Okay, I did that. And obviously on the thank you page, we could put a confirmation message of what they just purchased. So do that. See, thank you there, I might decide, well, I don't need that. Get that out. Pop in here. And we go down the elements. You scroll down to the bottom, you'll see here, order confirmation. Yeah, so go to the thank you page, and straight away, you can say what they've ordered, how much you've paid. Yeah, that's quite handy. Okay. So you got the
So different products go to different order confirmations, or will that order confirmation element change according to the product?
yeah. So when you're putting an order form on a landing page like this or a funnel page, you're typically selling one product. Yeah. So we've told the funnel what it's selling. It's selling this widget or that widget, and it's automatically going to populate it in here. And if you bought two, it would just multiply it up in the right currency there. So if you click on here, you see here we set any settings. Yeah. You can also build e-commerce stores in here, simple ones, yeah. But that's a whole other topic. We've got another workshop on that one, so we're not going to that one right now. The order forms on a page like this are typically selling one product. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why it's not a shopping cart or anything like that, it's just selling the one product.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Like that. Obviously, when somebody fills in that order form, puts the credit card details in, it's going to take payment for it. Yeah, the payment will appear in your Stripe account, but then you've got to figure out, you've got to work out in your mind what's the next step after the order. Yeah, and that's where the workflows come in. So that's where we'll be using the automation of the workflows very quickly. Yeah, show you that. So if I just create a test workflow. So all the order form's going to do, and Stripe are going to take the order. That's it. Yeah. And on a thank you page, it might show them what they've ordered. You can do that. But we've got to sort of send them an email. We've got to deliver the product. And that's where the workflow is now bolt on, the automation. So you click on new trigger here. You might type in, while since I did this, type in order. See there? Order form submission. So we could drill down to the actual order form. So here, for instance, we'd be looking, drill down to the funnel first of all. Well, you see here, I've got one called order form because we named it order form. Yeah, so it's looking for orders coming from there, and it's got to be for the submission type, sale. Any more filters we need? Pages. I think page, you've got to have page on there as well. So it's in the funnel. It's in the funnel order form, which I renamed it by accident, didn't I? Because the order form, it's on the page called order form, and it's when a sale occurs on that page. That would be our trigger in this instance. Yeah, so you got your trigger now, and then we might want to send them an email to follow up, a task to post the item out, or whatever you're doing. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's how we work with the automation. We'll bother saving that. Confirm that one. So we've got an order form there. Go back to sites. Um, I think that's that. Can you think of anything else, Attic? I think that's it from me.
So we've got our funnels and websites, which we've covered. Um, there's WordPress on there's a little tab called WordPress. What's that?
Yep. So this WordPress is basically a way of if you wanted to, if you had a WordPress website and you wanted to move it into HighLevel, you could do. So it's still a WordPress website, but what you'd have to do, you pay for the WordPress hosting in HighLevel. It's just a way of hosting your WordPress website. So some clients like to have it all in one place where they can go in and manage their WordPress website as well in here. So when you log into WordPress, you actually log into WordPress editing the site in WordPress. Does that make sense?
Just through the high level window, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a way of organizing it. So rather than having to think of another login for WordPress, you come to your high level or your marketing account and you can access your WordPress through this window, so to speak. That
So
okay? Yeah.
the
We've got chat widgets, quizzes, and all these sorts of things here. And again, they could all be built into your funnels and your websites. I just go to this one called order form now. There's a home page. Yep. Go to home page. We could put in take that out, add an element. You see all the things we can include there. We can include a form, of course. Um, Images, embed videos. You can drop in raw HTML code if you need to, scripts and things like that. You can drop it if you're using the calendars. You can let people book a call with you on the calendar. Yeah. So we don't have any calendars set up in this account. So that could display your calendar so you could book a one-to-one appointment with you on Zoom or in person. Got your calendars in there. What ones have we got here? Let me just delete that. Calendars in there. Progress bar, not used that one. The order forms we looked at. Countdown time is a really interesting one, a bit more advanced. So if you're doing an offer that expires in a week's time, you can put in a countdown timer like this. Yeah. And we can start to configure that. Yeah. And you can start to play with this as well if you want. So I've got a countdown timer there. But if you put in the end date, end date will make that next week sometime, like that. You see, it's got start getting a countdown going down. Yeah. Make sure you got your time zone right for your countdown. We're in the UK, of course, Europe. Where are we? Can't find us. Is it UTC? Is it UTC at the moment? There we go, London now. There we've got a countdown. We can start to flesh that out and make it bigger and smaller and all things. The beauty of having countdown time is you can have a expire redirect. Yeah. So when that timer expires, we could send them to a completely different website. So if they came to this website now, they'd see the website. After this expires and the offer is no longer valid, this we could have a different page appear automatically. Or you might decide to show or hide elements. So when this timer expires, we could remove the order form and replace it with a waiting list for the next time the offer's available. Yeah, that's quite a good little feature. Yeah, they're constantly adding new features as well all the time. You have your reviews on there as well. Put them in. So again, if you connected up the to the reputation management module, if you connect up your Google or your Facebook reviews, you can see reviews on there. So there is lots to do. Hopefully that's given you an idea how to use the platform. Have you learned anything new today, Atticus?
Yeah, I'm going to use the countdown timers. Me, I'm going to give them a go.
Well, one thing I found, again, the difference between a website that looks like this, here we go there, which obviously is like that, and funnels, is sometimes I've worked with clients where one client was selling lots of different courses, about 6 or 7 different courses, and each course had its own landing page, its own order form. Just selling one course, one landing page sold one course, and so he ended up with like 6 order forms. Yeah, but by having them here, we're able to order them and put them code them all up, so we can see the 6 different order forms, the 6 different thank you pages. We're able to structure it in like this folder effect that made managing it a lot easier. So that's what's different to
What
the sorry, Atticus.
What about the workshop funnel? Show everyone that.
Workshop. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, I should do that. Because I forgot all about that, actually. Yeah. So we'll now go and look at some of the stuff we're doing here, okay? So if you go to, first of all, go to my sub account. So we're in my sub account now. And so this is a good lesson here of do as I say, not do as I do. Yeah. So make sure you code everything up nice and neatly. Have a coding system. Use the folders to organize your work. Don't just have it floating in a long list of stuff. Yeah. But if you look here, page 2 here, I've got a funnel called Marketer-M8. Again, not the tidiest, shall we say. It's grown a bit organically. But these are all pages on my website, so I'll show you what that website looks like now. Bear with me a second, make sure I'm in the right one yet. So I go to Marketer-M8. So what you're looking at here now is a funnel, but because it's got navigation across the top, you wouldn't know the difference between that and a website yet. So this I built on a Friday evening from a template. So I had a big head start with a template, I must admit. Um, but I got it up and running in a Friday evening, and since then I've spent more time on editing it and things like that. So it's taken more time over, but it's constantly evolving. This website you're looking at now is 100% built in HighLevel. Yeah, so I'll show you the key things. So this is obviously the homepage. Yeah, you see there's a video here. Don't know if you can hear that. There's a video playing in the background there. Yeah. It's not a YouTube video. It's hosted in HighLevel in the media section. So it's a video in HighLevel. So any high-level websites, funnels, you don't need to worry about website hosting or embedding YouTube videos, which can be a distraction. Got that there, yeah. Got a button here to book a live demo. I'll show you in a minute. So I've embedded another video there. John talking. And then I've put all the features of software there. Yeah. So that's all there. On this page here, you notice the live chat here. Again, the subject of another workshop that. But here you've got the live chat here. Yeah, this one's connected to the AI, the conversation AI feature. So I've trained it on all my web blog posts, my blog posts, about 1,000 of them now. So it can answer questions for me. It can book calls in my calendar for me automatically. That's the AI working. Got the AI there. We go to a demo here. The another video playing there. And here's the calendar embedded on the page. Yeah. So all that, I mean, you can get a pretty handy looking website up and running just in HighLevel with a few hours work. And you've been working on it yourself, haven't you, Atticus, to do that?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's it, yeah. You see here, if you look at the workshops here, so here's where I built out all obviously this is the workshop we're on today, where there you go. But this is all built in a funnel page. Yeah, it was all built in there. You see here we've got a blog. I mentioned blogs before, so you click here, here's the blog that Atticus is working on. There's the blog. We need to get some more stuff on there, Atticus, yeah. Um, got a review section there I'm working on. So I've got a lot more. Yeah, we've got work to do on there, Atticus. We've got probably hundreds of reviews to get on here, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another little project for us to do. So it's constantly evolving, really. As you're working on these projects, as long as HighLevel makes it easy.
What about behind the scenes? How does that look behind the scenes?
Oh, this page here, yeah. Let me show you here, yeah. So oh, you're keeping on track today, Atticus. Well done, yeah. Here, so you see here, here's all the pages here. So this is the home page here. So edit there. So I'm not going to start playing with this because I'm changing the website. But you see here, you just go and edit it just like I showed you before. But here's a button here. So where does that button go? I can scroll on the right hand side here. It's going to the funnel step called Demo MMA. So you see here, it could be going to a URL. You could do all these things here. Um, you can have it so they click a button and they go back to the order form on the top of the page. So you can move people up and down the page when they're clicking buttons. I'm just using a step there to go to Demo M8. When I click this, I'll show you that page. There it is there. So that's that page there. You'll see the page to go to. Edit there. You see, and there's that calendar I was showing you before. So just going to the calendar. I think I just embedded the code for that. I just took the embed code from the calendar, grabbed it, pasted it in there. Calendar appears like magic. Yeah. Just a little bit of practice, you become very quickly become an expert at this. Yeah. And go back. What other pages of interest to show you?
Does it
Uh,
matter what order the funnel steps are in? Does that matter?
Not for the way I'm using it as a website. So each of these has links in it. So whichever page got a link, it can take it wherever I want. Um, uh, it can be made to flow that way, but I'm not using it that way. So if it's a very simple landing page might be an actual landing page with a thank you page. And you say when they complete the form on the landing page, the next action is go to next step. So they cascade through that way. Um, but for ones like this, the jumping, depending on the navigation menu, they jump into wherever page I need them to go to automatically. Yeah, and you see, I'll show you the blog one. Find it, the blog page. You'll see where I've embedded the blog on here. This is my blog page. You see here, I've just embedded the blog element, and it's just going to the blog. Give me a funny name there. On here, I call it MM8 blog like that. And I can display on this panel here, I can choose which categories of blog posts are going in there. So you could build it on different parts of the blog. on different pages, things like that. You might have a page, you might have a page on your website called News, and then any blogs you post that are newsworthy, you put into category News, and they would appear on the news section. Yeah, things like that. Just say save that and publish that. Always make sure you, as you're working through, always make sure you're hitting save and publish. So you don't lose your work. Obviously, you can SEO here. Put in your keywords, your description. It all helps on the SEO side of things for Google. Yeah, put your keywords in there, author links, and just work your way through that. If they any help you need, if they go to tech support, they've got help articles as well, and they'll help you out. You see here, they go back, settings. You see here, I've connected, so I've put in the DNS settings for Marketer-M8.com, and I've got a whole range. You can have as many domains and websites as you want, really. But I've connected to the root domain Marketer-M8.com. So when you go to Marketer-M8.com, the website appears like that. What else can I show you? Marketer-M8 there. You see here in the head tracking code, I've got the Google tag there. So that's giving the Google Analytics. Yeah, there's also an affiliate program on there. Yeah, so you put code in there. Uh, in the bottom here, I should have, what's that one doing? Not sure what that was. I can't remember I can't remember what's set up there. Something to do with Stripe there. So
What's
sometimes,
the analy what's the analytics like for what's the analytics like within high level?
yeah, where is that?
It's just right next to webinars.
Oh yeah, yes, you do get some nice stats. Yeah.
Do
So
you
you
look at
get.
these much?
Oh, I don't really know. I must admit, I'm looking at the Google Analytics stats. Yeah. So while we're here, so yeah, so this gives you a view. That's useful, isn't it? Shows you something. But if you want to get really sort of nerdy about all this stuff, yeah, well, I'll show you quickly. So I've got the Google Analytics plugged in. It's in the header code. I put the Google tracking code, and then what I'll be doing here is again with Google Analytics, you get so much more depth of data here. So this one is looking at my Julian Mills website. So in a geeky way, I'm looking at on a daily basis. So if I look at, it's always a day behind. If I look at traffic from yesterday. I can see these are there's some 70 people on the website yesterday uh, with 118 page views. That's all organic, no advertising. So that's looking at my main website in WordPress. I've also got access to the Marketer-M8 one here. We'll look at that one. See how that's doing. So if I look at what it did, yeah, Google Analytics is a whole other kettle of fish. Let's see what we did yesterday, the Marketer-M8 one. It'll be less than it's increasing anyway. Yeah, it's getting traffic starting to come in here. You see where all pages people have been on. So yeah, that's traffic's definitely growing at it. So you need more blog posts on there. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's a bit geeky. That I just want to show you that. That's what I'm doing. But you can delve into a lot more, get a lot more depth from the Google Analytics. Yeah, we can even do things on the workflows where, say, a purchase occurs. We can, as part of the workflows, one of the actions is to trigger a goal in analytics, so you can really start to track what people are doing, even based on the automation as well, reporting into the analytics. Um, right, I think I've shown everyone everything I can show you on the Marketer-M8 one. Yeah,
yeah. We've been going for just under an hour now, so
really, right.
there's obviously there's quite a few more tabs at the top of the screen, but that's another a whole another workshop. The quizzes, forms, and surveys, isn't it?
Yes, that'll be the one we did last week. At the
Yeah,
beginning of this where this video comes out. But yeah, so we can't go into everything because we'll be here till tomorrow probably. If you've got any questions following this, because it's not been live today, I'm afraid, please drop us an email or Scan the QR code that Atticus will put up, and we can book. If you want to book a quick discovery call, we can address any questions you've got. And don't forget, of course, we've got tech support here. They're available 24/7 to help.
See you on the 22nd of July for social media planner and reputation.
Brilliant. Okay. Anyone wants to talk to us, please book a discovery call. Cheers now. Bye bye.